Ever thought France was just Paris? Croissants, the Eiffel Tower? Think again. Today we're peeling back those familiar layers to reveal something vastly more complex and vibrant. We're embarking on a deep dive into two incredibly distinct and compelling regions of France. First, Corsica, the island of fierce identity, and then Nouvelle-Aquitaine, this massive region offering such a diverse blend of coast, vineyards, mountains, everything really. Our mission, as always, is to take the stack of notes and research we've gathered. We'll extract the most important nuggets of knowledge, the real insights about these places. You'll discover their unique histories, their vibrant cultures, maybe some surprising connections. It's basically a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed about the fascinating diversity within France itself. We're going to uncover ancient traditions, modern movements, figures ranging from like an independence leader who wrote a constitution way ahead of his time to the birthplace of Napoleon and even prehistoric cave paintings. Get ready for some genuine insights. Okay, let's kick things off with Corsica. Picture this. A rugged Mediterranean island southeast of mainland France, west of Italy. It's a stunning place, visually, but it's also a land whose story runs deep, often feeling quite distinct from the rest of France.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating here is that while it's technically an administrative region of France, Corsica truly has its own distinct language, culture, and identity. There's this delicate balance of French governance, sure, but you feel these deep Italian roots and a very, very strong Corsican nationalist spirit. Many Corsicans really do identify as Corsican first and French second.
So what truly binds these values, you mentioned land, language, ancestry, what pulls them together to create such an unwavering identity, especially against centuries of outside rule?
That really is the core of it. This profound connection to their roots, it's been forged through centuries of resistance, resilience. It forms the very backbone of Corsican selfhood. And while literal blood feuds, the vendettas, are historical now, the spirit of that unwavering commitment to family honor, to seeking justice, it still resonates. It influences their loyalty, their sense of justice today. You also find this vibrant shepherd culture, really rich oral storytelling, and a profound sense of rural pride. Corsicans deeply value their land, their terra, their language, lingua corsa, and crucially, their ancestry and memory. These are the values that, well, truly shape their identity.
It sounds like a place that's held on to its heritage with incredible tenacity. How did it actually become part of France then, given such a distinct identity? Must have a turbulent past.
Oh, it certainly does. Its journey's been a long one. You had Greek and Roman settlements linking it way back to ancient Mediterranean civilizations. Then for centuries, like 13th to the 18th, it was controlled by Genoa. That's where a lot of that strong Italian influence stems from. This long period under Genoa, it sparked significant local resistance movements. And here's where it gets really interesting. Corsica actually had a brief but incredibly significant period as an independent republic. Between 1755 and 1769, it was under the leadership of Pasquale Paoli. And remarkably, he crafted his own constitution. A document considered genuinely ahead of its time. It even inspired other independence movements.
Wow, really? A Corsican constitution back then?
Yeah. But then in 1769, France annexed Corsica. And what's incredibly notable, as you mentioned earlier, is that this was the very same year Napoleon Bonaparte was born in Ajaccio, Corsica's capital.
Huh. Quite the timing.
Isn't it? Later, the 20th century brought its own challenges, WWII occupation, and then the rise of Corsican nationalism. This was embodied by groups like the FLNC, who pursued political autonomy through various means, including, well, periods of political unrest and bombings, particularly in the 1970s through the 2000s. That's how our sources describe it. Today, the debates around autonomy continue alongside growing ecotourism and preservation efforts.
So much history packed into one island. And it sounds like that history has deeply shaped their culture. You mentioned singing being central. What kind of music really captures the spirit of Corsica?
Right, singing, particularly polyphonic chant, is absolutely central. It's often spiritual or poetic, deeply woven into their identity. You see this reflected in popular traditions like sheep herding and transhumance festivals, that's the seasonal movement of livestock, and in vibrant village festivities like Christmas bonfires or Saints' Day processions. Traditional crafts are also still very much alive: knife making, wood carving, chestnut harvesting. Diving deeper into the music, the polyphonic singing, often called chiama e rispondi, involves these beautiful, haunting call and response harmonies. They can be profoundly religious or nostalgic. Key groups like I Mubrini, they're internationally known, and A Folletta really exemplify their folk in that haunting polyphonic tradition. Then you have bands like Canta u Popolo Corsu, who use music more politically to promote Corsican identity. You even hear modern takes now, Corsican rap, rock fusion, often exploring themes like land, exile, rebellion, heritage, the sea, loss, and, of course, language.
That's a rich musical landscape.
Hmm.
Okay, from culture to cuisine.
Yeah.
How do those deep roots express themselves on the plate? What can we expect from Corsican food?
Oh, prepare for a treat. Corsican cuisine is this fantastic blend. It's got French rusticity, deep Italian flavors, and naturally unique island-specific ingredients. It really shows their resourcefulness. For savory dishes, you absolutely have to try figue de loup. It's a delicious liver sausage, often grilled. And wild boar stew, or civet de sanglier, a game stew, slow cooked with red wine and herbs, very hearty. A real staple is brochu. It's a fresh cheese made from goat or sheep milk, incredibly versatile. You find it in both sweet and savory dishes. And interestingly, chestnut flour is widely used, especially in the Castagnicia region. It appears in polenta-like dishes, bread. It's a testament to their local produce.
Chestnuts and bread and polenta. Interesting.
Yeah. For sweets, fiadone is kind of like a cheesecake made with that brochu cheese and lemon zest, very fresh tasting. And canestrelli are these crunchy anise-flavored biscuits, perfect with coffee. Plus, don't forget their amazing honey, myrtle liqueur, and various fig-based treats to drink. You've got Patrimonio wine, the Cap Corse aperitif, Pietra beer, that's the one famously made with chestnut flour, and wonderful homemade liqueurs, too.
That sounds delicious and just so deeply cultural. Okay, but beyond the plate, how does this Corsican identity manifest visually? And what about the natural world that shaped it all?
Visually, well, traditionally, Corsican men wore wool capes, sheepskin things, leather belts, boots. Women in rural areas often wore modest black dresses, shawls, aprons. Pretty practical stuff. Today's style, you see coastal cities leaning more towards a Mediterranean chic vibe, maybe, while mountain villages keep it practical, outdoorsy. But what you really notice is the proud display of the Corsican flag, the black Moor's head. It's everywhere. Clothing, car stickers, even tattoos. And knife making, as I mentioned, it's symbolic. Many people carry decorative Corsican knives, maybe echoing that historical significance of family honor.
Interesting connection. And the landscape.
The natural landscape is dominated by the maquis. It's this incredibly distinctive, dense, fragrant shrubland, just willed with myrtle, rosemary, thyme, rock rose, sage, lavender. The smell is amazing. The mountains are home to wild boar, mouflon, a type of wild sheep eagles, owls, and there are unique species like the Corsican red deer, wildcats, bats, rare lizards. Along the coast, you might spot dolphins, sea urchins, octopus, migratory birds. And the forests are rich with chestnut trees, obviously important, but also oak, pine, olive, and cork trees.
It sounds wild and beautiful. And what about the people who embody this fierce island identity? Who are some significant figures? And what are the key cities and landmarks we should know?
Well, the most famous and perhaps most controversial figure from Corsica is Napoleon Bonaparte, born in Ajaccio. Then there's Pasquale Paoli, that 18th century leader and philosopher, really considered the father of Corsican nationalism. Other notable figures include the singer Tina Rossi and the supermodel and actress Letitia Casta. More recently, and reported impartially based on our sources, there's Ivan Colonna. He was a nationalist figure convicted for a political assassination, later killed in prison. His story represents a significant part of the island's recent complex history. Corsican themes also pop up quite often in French films, like L'Enquête Corse or Méditerranée, and in novels like Columba. Even video games reference Corsican resistance, like in Assassin's Creed.
Okay, so walk us through a few of the must-see cities, maybe the ones that best capture the island's character.
Sure. Ajaccio, as the capital and Napoleon's birthplace, gives you that glimpse into imperial history. Bastia is a major port city, known for its vibrant sort of atmosphere and Baroque churches. Corte, right in the center, is considered the heart of Corsican nationalism. It's where the island's only university is located. Bonifacio is just stunning down south with those dramatic white limestone cliffs and the Genoese citadel perched on top. And Calvi up north has its own citadel, lovely beaches, and is even allegedly a potential birth site of Christopher Columbus, though that's debated.
Lots to see. And the natural landmarks.
Definitely the Scandala Nature Reserve. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, famous for its striking red cliffs and protected marine life. Filitosa is fascinating too, with its ancient prehistoric standing stones, some with carved faces. Very mysterious. And for the really adventurous, there's the legendary GR20 hiking trail. It's famous. It crosses Corsica from north to south. Very challenging, I hear.
Wow. Okay, with such a fierce identity, I imagine language plays a huge role. How is Corsican or Corsu used today, and maybe what phrases might we hear?
You're absolutely right. Corsican, Corsu, it's closely related to Italian Tuscan dialects mainly, and it's still widely spoken and taught, particularly in the island's interior. While French is the official language, Corsican expressions are very common in daily life in informal settings. You'll definitely hear Corsica Libera, which means free Corsica. It's a nationalist slogan. A common greeting is Paz e Salute, meaning peace and health. Ayo is a great versatile exclamation. It can mean, hey, wow, or even ouch. You might hear Mache faci, which is simply, what are you doing? Add, and of course, Forza Corsica, like a sports chant, go Corsica.
And the flag symbol.
The Moor's head, the tête de Moor, that black profile with the white headband, it's the regional flag and just a powerful symbol of identity you see everywhere. There's also a saying, testa mora, voce forte, black head, strong voice, which I think really speaks to their resilience and that vocal pride.
That's a fantastic deep dive into Corsica. Now let's pivot, quite dramatically, to a region on the mainland. Imagine the sheer scale as we transition to Nouvelle-Aquitaine. This is the largest administrative region of France, down in the southwest, bordering Spain and the Atlantic.
It truly is a giant. Nouvelle-Aquitaine is this incredibly diverse blend. You've got the Atlantic coastline, world-renowned vineyards, the Pyrenees Mountains, charming medieval towns, and this fascinating cultural fusion. Its capital is Bordeaux, a name everyone knows, but it also includes other major areas like Limoges, Bayonne, Biarritz, Poitiers, Pau, La Rochelle. The list goes on. This vast region actually incorporates several historical provinces: Aquitaine itself, Poitou, Limousin, Périgord, the Basque Country, and Béarn, each with its own history.
Okay, let's unpack that. How does such a geographically and, well, culturally diverse region manage to create any sense of shared identity, or does it just celebrate its differences?
That's a great question. I think the insight here is how deeply respected craftsmanship, world-renowned cuisine, and a shared pride in rural identity kind of act as unifying threads. That happens even as each historical province fiercely maintains its unique character. Its history is incredibly deep, too.
It sounds like this region has truly ancient roots. Where does its story really begin?
Well, its prehistory is just remarkable. You've got the famous Lascaux cave paintings dating back something like 17,000 years. So this region was home to some of humanity's earliest known artistic expressions. It's quite humbling, really.
Incredible. And how did this ancient land get so entwined with English history for centuries? That always seems surprising.
Yeah, it's another fascinating chapter. There was this significant period when Aquitaine was actually under English rule, from 1154 to 1453. It started when Eleanor of Aquitaine married Henry II of England. The Hundred Years' War was heavily fought right here, eventually ending with France reclaiming Aquitaine. More recently, the Basque resistance played a really significant role during World War II. And it's important to remember, Nouvelle-Aquitaine itself, the administrative region, is relatively new. It was only created in 2016 by merging three previous regions: Aquitaine, Limousin, and Poitou-Charentes.
Right, so it's a modern construct layered over deep history. What kind of popular traditions and music can we find here that reflect this rich tapestry?
Oh, the region is just bursting with vibrant traditions. One of the most famous has to be the Feria de Bayonne. It's this spectacular festival. Everyone dresses in white and red. There are parades, music, and traditional non-lethal bull games where people dodge cows and bulls. Looks chaotic but fun. Basque pelota is huge too, that traditional sport, kind of like squash or jai-alai, very fast-paced.
I've seen clips of that. It looks intense.
It is. Then, in the Pyrenees, you still find transhumance festivals celebrating the seasonal migration of livestock, often with music and food. Medieval reenactments are quite common in the Dordogne and Périgord areas, bringing history to life. And of course, you cannot ignore the hugely influential surfing culture, particularly down in Hossegor and Biarritz. Beyond that, there are countless other regional events: cattle fairs, wine harvests, oyster festivals, numerous craft fairs. There's always something happening.
Sounds lively. What about the music scene?
Musically, it's just as diverse. The Basque Country has its traditional polyphony and that unique texel-aparta drumming, alongside modern Basque rock and pop bands. You'll find Occitan folk music traditions in parts of Limousin and Périgord. And then the coastal towns like Biarritz and Bordeaux have thriving surf rock and electronic music scenes. Notable artists from the wider region include people like the folk singer Francis Cabrel or the pop artist Luan. Shows the range. The region also hosts major festivals like Francofolies in La Rochelle, which celebrates French language music, and Musique Leroux in Lens, a big eclectic summer music festival.
That sounds like a region that really knows how to celebrate. And with all that varied geography, ocean, forest, vineyard, mountains, Nouvelle-Aquitaine must be, well, a paradise for foodies.
It absolutely is. It's a genuine culinary treasure trove. From the coast, you get these exquisite oysters, especially from Marennes-Oléron, and mussels from Arcachon Bay. And you have to try Pinot de Charente. It's a delicious fortified wine, often drunk as an aperitif. Moving inland, the Dordogne area is famous, perhaps infamous, for foie gras and duck confit. Also for truffles, walnuts, chestnuts, real gourmet country. You'll also find excellent limousin de beef, tasty Québécois goat cheese, and the renowned jambon de Bayonne, a delicious air-cured ham.
My mouth is watering already. Desserts.
Oh yes. Bordeaux offers cannelés, these little cakes with a dark, caramelized crust and a soft custardy inside. Addictive. There's also Braillé du Poitou, which is a large, crumbly butter biscuit meant to be shared by breaking it. And pastis landais, not the Ennies drink, but a rum-spiked brioche cake from the Rondet area. And of course, the wines. Bordeaux wines are world famous, reds and whites, just incredible quality and variety. But don't overlook other prestigious wine and spirit regions like Bergerac for wine, Jurançon for sweet wines, and obviously Cognac for the spirit itself.
The food alone makes me want to pack my bags.
Yeah.
So how does the identity of Nouvelle-Aquitaine manifest visually?
Hmm.
In clothing, maybe? And what about the rich natural environment there?
Visually, you'll definitely see traditional Basque wear, especially during festivals. Think red sashes, berets, those rope-soled shoes called espadrilles. The feria attire, white shirts and pants with red scarves and belts, inspired by Pamplona's San Fermin festival, is also very prominent in places like Bayonne. In more rural areas, say Périgord or Limousin, you might see a more rustic-style straw hats, linen clothes, practical gear. And along the coast, naturally, modern beachwear heavily influenced by surf and skate brands really dominates the fashion scene. Lots of Quicksilver and Roxy down there.
Makes sense. And the natural side?
Nature-wise, the region boasts the land forest. It's actually Europe's largest man-made pine forest, planted to stabilize the dunes. It's vast. Agricultural landscapes are vibrant with seas of sunflowers, maize fields, endless vineyards, lavender in some areas, and oak forests where they find truffles. The fauna is diverse too. You get huge numbers of migratory birds gathering in the Marais Poitevin marshes. Brown bears and eagles still roam the Pyrenees Mountains. Those sightings are rare. The coast is rich with oysters, fish, crustaceans. You can even find wild horses and special breeds of cows grazing in the Pyrenean meadows.
So who are some of the notable figures and maybe popular culture elements that define Nouvelle-Aquitaine? And what are its key cities and landmarks that really capture its essence?
Well, the region has a rich tapestry of influential figures. Going way back, you have Eleanor of Aquitaine, that powerful medieval queen born in Poitiers. Even some of Napoleon's family had estates in the region, connecting back slightly. In the world of literature, there's François Mauriac, a Nobel Prize-winning author from Bordeaux, and Jacques Ellul, a significant philosopher and theologian, also from Bordeaux. For sports fans, Bixente Lizarazu is a prominent Basque former footballer, a World Cup winner, very well known. The region is also a magnet for surf culture icons, and of course, many Michelin-starred chefs. It's even served as a backdrop for popular movies like Chocolat, which was partly filmed in the Dordogne, and The 100-Foot Journey.
Right, I remember those films.
Mm-hmm.
So the key cities and landmarks.
Okay, Bordeaux obviously stands out. Major port city, world capital of wine, its historic center is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's beautiful. La Rochelle is another gem, a beautiful seaside city with medieval towers guarding the harbor, very picturesque. Limoges is famous globally for its fine porcelain. Périgord has Roman ruins and is known for its duck dishes. Bayonne and Biarritz are these vibrant surf towns full of Basque pride, but also seaside elegance. Quite different vibes between them, actually. Poitiers is a historic university town, lots of Romanesque churches. And Sarlat-la-Canéda, it's like stepping back in time, a stunning golden stone medieval village in the Dordogne.
And the must-see natural wonders.
Definitely the Lascaux Caves. Even though access to the original is restricted, the replicas are incredible and show that world-famous prehistoric art. And the Dune du Pilat near Arcachon. It holds the title of Europe's tallest sand dune. Climbing it gives you amazing views over the ocean and forest.
That's an incredible array of places and people. Lastly, let's touch on the linguistic landscape. With so many distinct historical provinces packed in, is French the only language spoken, or is there more complexity?
French is naturally the official language, yes, but Nouvelle-Aquitaine is remarkably linguistically diverse underneath that. In the southwest, particularly around Bayonne and Biarritz and inland, Basque or Euskara is spoken. It's fascinating because it's a language isolate, no known relatives. Then, in parts of Limousin, Dordogne, and Béarn, you'll find Occitan, also known as Languedoc. It's a Romance language related to Catalan, and up near the Charente region and Vendée border, you might still hear the Poitevin-Saintonge dialect being spoken by some older people. So this linguistic richness really contributes to the region's unique character. It's not just one monolithic block.
Any local phrases or symbols that capture that regional pride?
Yeah, there are some great ones. A common phrase reflecting the kind of laid-back mentality in some parts is "on n'est pas pressé," meaning we're not in a hurry. Gavex is Basque slang, sometimes used teasingly, for non-Basques, while onji totori simply means welcome in Basque. In the Poitou area, you might hear "à la revoyure" for "see you later." And in Limousin Occitan, "Shabbats dontra" is a welcoming phrase, meaning something like "come on in already."
Yeah.
As for symbols, the Basque cross, the lobaru, is really prominent. You see it on clothing, signs, jewelry, tattoos. The Marais Poitevin, often called Green Venice, is symbolized by its unique flat-bottomed boats and the traditional flat caps worn by the boatmen. And of course, maybe the most pervasive symbols are the intricate wine bottle labels and the crests of the various chateaux. They signify that deep viticultural heritage.
What an incredible journey through both Corsica and Nouvelle-Aquitaine. It's so clear that despite their vast differences, one a fiercely independent island forged by centuries of resistance, the other this sprawling, diverse mainland giant, unified perhaps by shared values, both regions truly embody the idea of strong regional identities within the broader French context. France is just so much more than its famous landmarks. It's this collection of deeply rooted, unique cultures. So what does this all mean for you listening?
Well, understanding these regions really enriches your appreciation for cultural diversity. It shows you how history shapes identity and reveals the fascinating ways people express their heritage through language, food, tradition, everything we've talked about.
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it really does raise an important question, doesn't it?
Hmm.
In our increasingly interconnected world, what makes these regional identities so resilient, so enduring? And maybe what can we learn from their fierce pride in land, language, ancestry about holding on to what makes us unique wherever we are? Something to think about.